Welcome into Three Questions with Ivan Maisel, where Ivan brings us his insights on all things in the wild world of college football. Taking this line of questioning to the ACC today, Ivan, first and foremost, the Clemson Tigers. You have to talk about them. We're talking about the ACC. Are you buying the hype that they're the lead dog in that conference? What do you make of the Tigers this year?
Well, it's a big leap, JD, because they had a terrible year last year, winning only 10 games. I mean, we wrote them off immediately last year, and then when you go back and look, well, the defense was pretty salty, and the defense is pretty well intact from being salty. So they're going to be much better. You got to assume the offense will be a little better. And I think the biggest question with Clemson is simply the coaching transitions. Dabo Swinney never has or has very little turnover. Now he's got two new coordinators, and we all think it will go smoothly, but it will be interesting to watch. But yeah, I think they're still the lead dog.
Well, speaking of coaching transitions, one program in particular underwent their own coaching transition, Miami. Mario Cristobal coming home to the U. How much stock are you buying in Miami in 2022?
I like Miami. I mean, I kind of like him a little more in 23 just because I want to give him a chance to give Cristobal a chance to get there and get established. But he brings so much of what Miami needs. He brings an identity, or more importantly, more to the point, he brings their identity. He played there. They were 44-4 and won 2 national championships when he was an offensive lineman for Dennis Erickson. He's a coach out of the Nick Saban school. He wants discipline. He wants focus. 2 things that Miami has struggled to have lately. And he's a terrific recruiter. And, if you're going to build that proverbial fence that Jimmy Johnson, was the first to, he and Schnellenberger were the first to build around South Florida, that's the guy to do it. And hopefully he'll get it done.
Well, I'm excited to watch that. I love Cristobal, love what he's doing at the U. But let's backtrack a little bit here. Look at the conference as a whole. Greg McElroy from ESPN went on his podcast. He said, hey, I think the ACC could be the deepest quarterback conference in America. Do you agree with that, Ivan?
They go 4 or 5 deep at least. Tyler Van Dyke, speaking of Miami, is going to be on the come this year. Devin Leary, a veteran guy. Brennan Armstrong, a veteran guy. Sam Hartman, veteran guy. You got the spacing on the guy at Florida State, good runner and passer. But deepest, I don't know. I mean, the SEC's got a lot of guys back, plus Jaden Daniels, and one of the guys back is Bryce Young. It's you got a lot of guys coming back in the Big Ten, and 2 very good ones at the top, in Stroud and O'Connell. So I don't know if I'd say the best, but they're deep.
Yeah, it's one of those statements that you hear, and it just kind of sounds funny when it first hits your eardrums, and then you start unpacking it. You say, okay, they got Hartman, they got, Uyunglele. If he ends up being a guy, maybe that's a poor example to use, but I'm with you. Depth, maybe so. In terms of star power, I don't know if I'm buying that just yet. But Ivan, thank you as always for coming through here, answering our 3 questions. Excited to have you on next week. Folks, if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel to catch this kind of content. 3 questions with Ivan Maisel. Ivan, as always, thanks so much. Hey y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.